How's it going, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another Stuff in Us video. Today I got something new to show you guys. So if you've been following the channel, you may know that we are a little bit into Scion XBs. The first XB that we got was the Blue Onyx Pearl, aka the To-Go box. Then we took a little trip to Portland, Oregon to find our next baby, which was our RS4, also known as Torched. Then we took a little small trip down to Victorville, California and found ourselves an RS2, also known as Nanners. Then we decided to take a trip out to Phoenix, Arizona, and we found our newest addition to our family, which is our 2001 Toyota BB Open Deck. We ended up finding this vehicle over in Phoenix, Arizona. I saw a listing on Facebook Marketplace, saw that this vehicle was available, decided to go down there and scoop it up. As you may know, the Toyota BB is the Japanese version of the Scion XB. In Japan, these first came out in, I believe it was 2000 as the Toyota BB. Then they were rebranded for the United States as the Scion XB, which ran from 2004 to 2006, which is the body style that we have here. Now, the main differences between the two cars is obviously going to be in the Japanese version, which is the Toyota BB. It's actually a right-hand drive vehicle, whereas these ones here are all left-hand drive for the United States. I'll give you guys a little walk around tour of the vehicle here. Now, one of the things you may notice on the front that's different is it has this signature open deck grille. It has like this kind of reflective, kind of like a chrome kind of finish with the OD Open Deck logo on the front there. One of the things you may also notice that's different is the headlights here. The headlights here are flat compared to the Scion XB headlights that are a little bit different. Now, these are going to be JDM headlights. Now, these are also headlights that you can install in your Scion XBs. Again, these are JDM, so they're nice and flat. The other thing too is also the bumper. As you can see here, the design is a little bit different compared to the Scion XB. So this is also a JDM bumper. Now, one of the things you're going to notice on this particular vehicle is the bumper is a lot shorter. The Scion XB bumper sticks out a little bit further. This one here is just going to be a little bit more narrow. It already came with standard fog lights, which is cool. It's a really built-in feature. A lot of the XBs didn't come with standard fog lights. You have to add them after the fact. This one had the built-in fog lights and it had the built-in fog light switch, which is super cool. As far as the exterior goes, from this point forward, it looks very similar to a Scion XB. Has the same kind of style front door, same kind of side mirrors. As far as the wheels go, same standard 15-inch steelies on these ones, except on these ones here, these are actually hubcaps, but they have the BB logo here. Again, the BB stands for black box in Japan, and this is the little logo here. A lot of people in the United States will purchase Scion XBs and try to do a JDM conversion. So what they'll do is they'll take a Scion XB, they'll replace the front bumpers with JDM bumpers, they'll put BB logos on their car to make it more of a Japanese version, whereas this one is the real deal from Japan. This vehicle actually came standard with these rain guards, which is super cool. All right, as you're coming to the back here, you may notice this is where the biggest change is going to happen. If you're from Australia, this type of vehicle is known as a ute, UTE, which basically is a car that also has a truck bed in the back. So kind of like an El Camino, or I think there's the Holden has a vehicle that's similar to this. So ute is what they call it in Australia. This roof rack here is also standard on the vehicle, which is really nice. I think that's super cool. Coming around to the back over here, you can see the taillights here. These are not the same taillights that are going to be on the Scion XB or the Toyota BB. These are actually different, and these are actually from a Toyota Hilux, which is kind of neat. So you're using parts from other vehicles from Toyota to get the back end here. And as we swing around to the back over here, you'll notice that there is actually a little tailgate that comes down, which I'll show you in a second. The Toyota BB Open Deck, there was only 2,516 models of these ever made. In this particular color, there was only 375 ever made. So super rare cars. Not quite sure, I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure this is the first BB Open Deck imported into the United States. I could be wrong. I know for a fact I'm the only one in Nevada that has one of these, and I haven't seen anyone else that has one either, so that's kind of cool. We're first to the party on that. On the inside of the vehicle, guys, you'll notice a little bit of a difference because this is actually a right-hand drive vehicle versus a left-hand drive vehicle, so the steering wheel is not here. The waterfall here, a lot of people would do BB waterfalls in their Scion XBs to actually replace them, but one of the things is this is a little more narrow than the Scion XBs, so when you try to install the Toyota BB waterfall in your Scion XB, sometimes you get a little bit of issues with fitment, where this one fits nice and snug. As far as the stereo goes, this is just a standard stock stereo with a cassette and a CD player. Now what's pretty cool is I kind of want to keep this car as stock as possible, so we actually got a cassette that's a Bluetooth adapter. So you put the cassette in like a normal cassette and you can actually connect your phone to it, which I think is really cool. As far as standard features in here, air conditioning, power windows, power locks, auto up and down on the driver's side, regular power window on the passenger side. One of the other cool things here too, built on the inside, you actually have cup holders. The one thing with the Scion XBs is they actually have 2 cup holders down here, which this vehicle does not have. And you also notice that the shifter is not here in the center either. The shifter has now moved up to a column shifter up on the steering wheel. So kind of like an old pickup truck or the older cars to have the shifter on the column just like that, which I think is really cool. Pretty neat feature. Steering wheel wise, this is the steering wheel that everybody wants in their Scion XBs right now. It seems to be the latest crave. In Japan, this was the standard steering wheel that came on the Toyota BBs. And like I said, everybody now is online trying to buy these steering wheels. Average selling around $200 to $250 if you can find them. Standard feature that was on the Toyota BB Open Deck, which is really cool. You can see that these seats are going to be a little bit different than the Scion XB seat. The bolstering on them is a little bit different. The pattern's a little bit different. It has these little dimples in the seats, which is really nice. Light color interior, the black dash here, so kind of look a little two-tone look. Everything in here is in Japanese, so if you notice the sun visors here, all the writing is all in Japanese, which is really nice. Same goes for all the warning labels and stuff like that. Everything's in Japanese, which is really cool. It's just kind of something, you know, neat to see, which is nice. It has the open deck carpets in this one. These were stock in the open deck. These ones are a little bit dirty. I tried cleaning them up. It's pretty much as good as I can get them, so I'm gonna try to find some, you know, some newer floor mats for the vehicle, but for now, it is what it is. Driver's side is just the driver's side door that opens, but on the passenger side of the vehicle, you have the passenger door that opens, and check this out, you have a little suicide door action. Check that out, pretty cool, right? So this door flops open just like that, and if you look inside the car, as far as space-wise, you know, the back seat is definitely not as big as a Scion XB, but you do have room for 4 in here, so you can fit actually 5, because there's 3, you know, you can put 3 in the back with the bench seat and the 2 in front. So you do have capacity for 5 people inside of the vehicle. This tonneau cover here, really rare. I've been looking for open deck parts online and can't find any. There's actually a guy in Colorado, can't think of his name right now, but he was in Colorado and he actually messaged me asking me if I wanted to sell this cover because he has an open deck, a silver one that's coming in, and I told him definitely not going to sell it because it's something that I'm not going to be able to find. He's been looking for over a year and hasn't been able to find one, so this is a really rare piece. Okay, so what's cool about this is actually locking, so there's actually locks on here so people can't tamper with your stuff. All right, so we'll unlock those there. There's also one latch over here on the side. All right, one more over here on this side, and check this out. This folds up just like that. All right, and then that reveals the truck bed. Underneath here is a handle. This opens up, comes down just like that. Check it out, guys. So we have a fully functioning tailgate. We have a rubber mat on the inside here to protect your paint, you know, and your metal work from getting damaged and stuff like that. But yeah, as you can see, there's another little door here, and you're probably wondering, well, what does that do? Well, I'm going to show you what that does. So this piece here, this tonneau cover actually does come off. So I'm going to remove this real quick. All right, so that's one screw. All right. All right, just like that. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna set this to the side. On the inside of the vehicle, you have a fuel door release. There's also another button, all right, which is a glass hatch release. So check this out, guys. Ooh, cool, right? So this basically opens up like this. Now the shocks that are on here are kind of weak, so I'm probably gonna have to replace these, but for now you can see what that looks like. Going back to the inside of the vehicle, these seats do something that's really cool, all right? So these seats fold. Move the seat forward like that. This goes down like this. Then you go like this, goes down like that. Kind of cool, right? Transform it. And then this goes down like that. So check that out. Now you have a flat surface here. There's 2 tabs on the top, just like the regular XB has. Now check this out. Look at this. Check it out, guys. It goes fully flat. Now you'd probably want to remove these headrests, rear headrests like this, just so it does go fully flat. But check that out. Fully flat in the back. This has like a marine vinyl material, so it's actually kind of waterproof, right? What's cool is if you ever needed to go, you know, take a little nap, you can kind of lay in here just like that, you know, and take a, I mean, it's kind of tight, but you know, you can lay in there if you wanted to. The cool thing is this back area here, boom, boom, look at that. And now it's fully passed through. So now you can come through here just like this. You can sit in here like that. You can put something long in here. You can carry wood, you can carry your surfboard, anything long inside of there. You can also put this seat up like this. You're at the beach, you're at the drive-in, just hanging out, just cruising, just chilling. Now again, this vehicle was made in 2001. So as you can see, there is a little bit of scratches on the seats and stuff like that. But you know, the car is 25 years old. So in the condition that it's in, I think is really, really, really nice. Goes back pretty easily. Just close out like that. This glass comes down like that, goes up just like that. Boom. And then now you're converted, and then you can put your cover back on, or you can leave it open like this. This seat just goes right back up just like that. If you want to put this seat up, goes like this, that goes like that, and then that goes like that. And then now you're back in business. You have the door panels that are all plastic. So on the Scion XBs, this is all of cloth material. And if you're someone who, like me, you put your elbow here a lot while you're driving, this area tends to get really dirty really quick. So the fact that this is plastic makes it really easy to clean the vehicle, which is nice because you just have the little fabric piece here. The other thing that's nice about this particular fabric is on the Scion XBs, you have the fabric and there's a little bit of foam behind it. So the foam can deteriorate down a little bit, whereas with this, it's a hard plastic right behind it. So there is fabric on top, but it's again, plastic behind it. So as far as cleaning, super easy to clean that. So as far as your stereo system goes, you have your regular tweeters up on the dash, just like your XB. You have your door speakers down here in the doors, but no speaker in the rear door here, no speakers back here or anything like that. As far as the engine bay is concerned, it pretty much looks exactly like the Scion XB. Still has the same 1NZFE engine inside of this particular BB, and has your standard airbox here. A little tiny battery, a little baby battery, whereas in the US we have a lot bigger battery. It might be a US standard thing as far as safety protocols, or you know, just I don't know if it's something where they have bigger batteries, but this is a size battery in here and it seems to power up the car just fine. The battery is really skinny, but it's also really tall, so maybe that has something to do with it. And we just got our car alarm installed. We got a Viper system installed on the vehicle. Now one of the cool things about this particular Viper security alarm is it actually has a remote start, and I've never had a remote start on any of my vehicles, and I think it's really cool. So the way the remote start works is you just hold this button down here and it starts right up just like that. Vehicle starts right up. If you want to shut the vehicle down, you just hold the button down just like that and it just turns off just like that. Now the car is off. I think that is really cool. This is a Viper system. It's just a basic system. I believe we used like around $280 for this Viper system. Got it done at Audio Express, and yeah, I think it's a really cool feature. Down here they have this electronic toll collection system. I guess in Japan they have a lot of toll roads, and there's a card that you can insert into here, and what it does is I guess it's for the toll roads so that, I don't know, you don't have to pay, kind of like they have that fast lane thing in California. But what's cool is it actually talks to you. So I'm gonna turn the car on real quick so you can hear what it says. I think that's really cool because every time you start the car, you get a little Japanese lady talking to you, which is kind of neat, even though she's not really saying anything cool. Most of the cars in Japan actually do have this. So if you have a JDM car, then you probably have that particular thing in your vehicle, which is nice. I drove this back from Phoenix, Arizona. Never driven a right-hand drive car before. So driving back from Phoenix was very interesting because you're on the other side of the lane. So you kind of got to get used to not being on the left side of the lane. You got to be on the right side of the lane when you're driving it, which is very interesting. This particular vehicle has 160,000 kilometers. If you translate that into miles, is right around 99,000 miles. So this is actually the lowest mileage vehicle that we currently own in our Scion XB/BB lineup. All of our other cars have around, I think, 112, 108, and 160,000 miles, whereas this one right under 100,000 miles. Now, one of the things you may also notice is right here on the speedometer, it's in kilometers per hour, which is a little bit different. The text on the numbers, to me, looks kind of weird. It's almost like they ran out of space, so then they just tightened the text because it all looks really squished. It doesn't really look like, if you look at the numbers here, these look like regular numbers, and then up here, it just looks like really smashed. Like they had to make it fit, so the numbers aren't really quite, they don't really look quite great, to be honest. They look kind of janky, in my opinion, but you know, that's just, it is what it is. One of the things I had to get used to is I had to do conversions in my head. One of the things I did use that was really helpful is I had Google Maps going the whole time, and Google Maps actually gives you your miles per hour while you're driving. So I had my maps up here while I was driving back from Phoenix, and I was able to see exactly how fast I was going through Google Maps. But the kilometers an hour thing is something I'm gonna have to get used to and learn that so that I don't have to rely on my phone to tell me how fast I'm going. So the e-brake is actually down here on this side. It's just a little push on, push off. So that's your e-brake there. And then it's on just like that. So I'm gonna start the car real quick. And you'll hear our little lady talk to us. Nice. All right. Now, one of the cool things about this car, now, I'm not sure if this is a standard feature, but when you go into reverse, it actually beeps like like a truck. Check this out. Cool, right? Now the sound is just on the inside of the car, not on the outside of the vehicle. So it's not like people can hear you backing up like a truck, but you know that you're in reverse. You've seen those videos where people think they're in drive and they're actually in reverse. They hit the gas and then, you know, they go backwards. Well, with this beeping, you're never gonna have to worry about that because you're always gonna know that you're in reverse. Air condition blows super cold in this car. Like, no issues with that. I got really lucky with this car actually, guys. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this car was maintenance right before it came to America. I got an oil change done right before I came back from Phoenix just to make sure that there was clean engine oil in there, and the tech who did the oil change told me that the engine oil actually didn't need to be changed. It actually looked pretty good. I checked all the other fluids, had full brake fluid that looked really clean, coolant was fully loaded, and the filters were brand new. So new engine filter and a new cabin filter. Whoever had this vehicle before it got here made sure to take the steps to do all the maintenance so the car is ready to go. So mechanical wise, this car needs nothing. This car doesn't need anything. The brakes are good, engine runs great, no issues on that. Electrical wise, haven't found any issues. I had one issue with the window. A lot of times with the Scion XBs, you may know that the window regulators do go out. So it is a frequent thing that might just be something that's gonna happen with this car, as it does with the XBs. The window now is working fine, so kind of intermittent. So we'll see what goes on with that. The standard mirror that was on here was really small. I'll actually show you what that looks like. So this is just a standard, Toyota BB Scion XB rear view mirror, but you can see how tiny it is. Look how small that is. And one of the upgrades that I had to do right away was I got this JDM style rear view mirror here. And this is an upgrade that I'd highly recommend to you guys. You can see Kim, who's helping me record the video back there. She's yawning, she's tired.
Our power is out, so I forgot to make my coffee this morning.
So I posted these photos of this car on the Facebook groups and everybody went crazy. They're like, what is that? Like, we want to see more of the inside of the car. Can we get a tour? And a lot of you guys are following me on YouTube, so you kind of keep up with the videos that are coming out. I haven't had time to make videos because I've just been really busy with work. And this morning we woke up and our power was out. So we can't do anything inside the house. So I decided, hey, this is a great time. Let's get out and we'll shoot this video. Kim hasn't had her coffee yet, so she's a little sleepy. Yeah, it was...
We're dog sitting too.
And
we're 7 dogs right now.
We have 7 dogs right now. We have our 4 dogs plus her dad's 3 dogs. So it's been
a lot.
It's been a lot this week, but I know you guys are really excited to see the car, so I wanted to finally make the video so you guys could actually see, what it actually looks like. So that's basically the tour of the Toyota BB Open Deck. If you have any questions about this particular car, about maybe importing the vehicles, or any questions you may have related to these cars, feel free to leave those down in the comments and I will do my best to answer those questions for you. Hopefully this video was entertaining. If you liked the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time we put out a new video. All right, and until next time, guys, see ya.